How are you, students? Welcome to our today's class. We will discuss topic 1 and topic 2, and I'll start with topic 1. Introduction to Christian ethics. The meaning of Christian ethic is derived from Greek term ethikos, which means custom, conduct, and we have morals, which is derived from Latin words morals and moralis, and thus we define Christian ethics as the study of human conduct or behavior from a Christian point of view. Let's look at the basis of Christian ethics. We have human reason and experience, where these are the moral decisions we can rely on, internal and external guides. We have sacred scriptures, that is the Bible, where God communicates to his people through the Bible. We have the Christian community, where Christians are guided by the Christianity community in making moral choices and decisions. We have the natural law. This means the awareness that one has to choose good and evil. Then we have the situation ethics. This is the reasoning of the rightness or wrongness of an act, which depends on the uniqueness of the situation. Let's look at the Christian values that enhances creation of a just society. A just society is one where there is peace and harmony. Christian moral values include love, honesty, reliability, fairness, justice, respect, humility, faithfulness, persistence, and the last we have chastity. Let's look at the life skills. What are life skills? These are abilities that help people to develop positive behavior so that they are able to deal effectively. The following are some of the life skills useful to personal development, like life skills that can develop you individually. We have critical thinking. This is the ability to analyze and make value judgments about a situation. We have creative thinking. This involves coming up with new ways or ideas of dealing with situation or issues. It requires imagination and originality of thought. We have decision making. This is the process of making up one's mind in order to reach a conclusion or a resolution. Self esteem, and lastly, we have assertiveness. Let's look at human sexuality. What do you understand when you hear human sexuality? Let's define it. This is what makes us male or female express the way we behave in thinking and attitudes. Let's look at the understanding of human sexuality in traditional African society. It was regarded as a sacred and secret in many traditional African communities. Being male and female is recognized as a product of God's creation. A boy who impregnates a girl, it was fined or made a laughing stock, like you bear the consequences. Gender roles are clearly defined in African community. We have sexual education was provided to the young people during initiation at puberty. Let's look at the understanding of human sexuality in Christianity, or in Christians rather. Male and females are God's creation. Men and women were created for many reasons. There being one, to be faithful, to be fruitful, and to multiply. And the other reason was to for companionship. Like when we look at in the book of Genesis, we learn that men and women share the image of God because God intended man and woman to play contemporary roles and both are equal before God. Let's get into topic 2 where it engages marriage. Let's define marriage. Marriage is a binding legal union between a man and a woman who agree to have a lasting relationship as husband and wife. Marriage partners choose each other. In some cases, senior members of the family and church influence the choice of marriage partner. When marrying partners agree to marry, they are joined in church and they become husband and wife. Marriage is thus a covenant in which the partners give themselves to one another. Let's look at the forms of marriage. There are so many forms of marriage. There is a marriage ceremony organized as a symbol or a mark of the union between a man and a woman. These marriage ceremonies are either civil or religious. The main religious ceremonies are Christian, Islam, Hindu, and Sikh, among others. We also have African customary ceremonies, many of which are polygamous. Christianity, that's a note, Christianity does not allow polygamous marriage. Let's look at the gender issues in marriage. The wife is subordinate to the husband but has rights. Marriage did not end with the death of the husband. The wife was inherited by one of the husband's brother. That when her husband dies, you have to be married by the husband's brother. This is a window inheritance or levirate marriage. She could also refuse to be inherited but remained married to that man even in death. The wife could not marry outside the family because of dowry. There was dowry payment to parents. If a wife died, the man would marry the sister of his dead wife. This is surrogate marriage. Those who did not marry were considered lesser humans. Young people were prepared for marriage during initiation, which was witnessed in a public ceremony. During marriage, couples make vows to each other. The ancestors are invoked to bless the marriage. Let's look at the factors are able to have that will contribute to stable, healthy, and successful marriage. People are different and they understand their roles differently. So here I'm giving the suggestions. One important factor is mutual responsibility by the couple. This occurs if there is mutual consultation with each other in decision making. There is forgiveness of each other. There is good treatment of each other, especially with equal respect. We have sharing scriptures together, giving love and respecting each other, having a faithful sexual relationship, and lastly, being open and honest. Let's look at the choices of having a marriage partner. There are many ways in which you can identify your marriage partner. One is the arrangement by parents. If not, one make decision and choose a wife or husband. There is through intermediary or third party. In African traditional polygamous marriages, in African traditional marriages, polygamous marriages were considered. The first wife identified a wife for her husband. Girls would be given out to chief as a gift. Let's look at divorce. After now you've married, what what comes therein? What if divorce happens? What is divorce? This is a legal dissolution of marriage. Christians allow divorce because of specific grounds. Divorce was rare in African traditional societies. Divorce is granted under circumstances, that is adultery, witchcraft, laziness, cruelty. Divorce is sought and disrespect to the wife. In contemporary society, divorce is sought after or allowed because of unfaithfulness in marriage or adultery, domestic violence, misuse of family resources, childlessness, in-law interference, and alcohol abuse. What are the legal reasons for divorce according to the laws of Kenya? Divorce is allowed under the following reasons: adultery, if a man deserts his wife for more than 3 years, like you part for more than 3 years, now you're allowed to make a divorce. If a partner becomes insane, and domestic violence, for example, physical and psychological torture. Then we have the Christian teachings about divorce. What are the Christian teachings about divorce? Christians discourage divorce marriage because marriage is a permanent status. There is no room for divorce. Church discourages divorce because of its adverse effects. Some denominations allow divorce if there is adultery. God himself hates divorce. Married couples should remain faithful to each other. What are the effects of divorce? What are the consequences after you divorce? We have strained relationships, children suffering psychologically and experience of rejection. A divorce When you divorce, you can face social stigma, rejection, and isolation. A divorce, if divorce happens, parents separate, they create single parents families. Like you can find someone having one parent, mother or father. These families suffer from economic hardships and feelings of failure and inequality. That's the end of class. Let's meet at the next class. Thank you.